Gaeilge Weekly is brought to you by Learn Irish Online. For way more shows, videos, podcasts, and courses for learning the language, head to learnirishonline.com or patreon.com/learnirishonline.
You've been the best of times, you walk me through my darkest days. Why must I turn around? I ask myself. This just ain't fair, so hard to bear. I'm not really sure these days. You walk away, you don't.
Hello, fáilte rás chuig an show fáilte chuig Gaeilge Weekly agrán iver Céad is a sé an tseachtain seo díomh go léir hello to you all. Agus tásúlagam gohfuil an tseachtain no fiú an deir seachtaine or even the weekend if you're listening a few days later man tá tú géisteacht cúpla lá níos déanaí tásúlagam gohfuil gacrad ag dul go maith libse. Hope everything is going well with you guys. Very happy to be back speaking to you guys again. Lánsáis le hana bheith rais ag labhairt live arís an tseachtain seo. Last few days here in Seville on cúpla lá dearnach atá agam an seo is Seville rih dul arás go héireann fa seachtain nó ró before going back to Ireland for a week or two. It's ag ná tSamhraidh, well, ceapan go mín mé ag labhairt go minic faoi seo an bud craile, so by is ag lán daoine, a lot of people will know anyway. Ach ag ná tSamhraidh seachtain amháin, no heart there seachtain amháin around 1 week in mi Oibreán, seachtain in mi bhionfóver, agus an sin seachtain I mi na nullag, or no heart an nullag around Christmas time. Ach in mlíana this year, I suppose because I spent all of August here last year, Marielle gur chat me an bhí omlán an sa an uri and realised pretty quickly hung me fi dar sach tapi na graush sin mar smuoinú ma as a good idea. Dúirt me, okay, in mlíana tá mé hon an saoire a bhrisú sús beagganín. This year I'm going to break up the summer a bit, and instead of doing a week at home in September, try and do that a bit earlier. Iireachta dhéanamh chunna sin a dhéanamh níos luatha, because September is quite nice here actually. Tá mi bhionfóver sach jazz an seo is Seville. Actually, why can fall? Well, of course it's not as hot ar no níl se chomh still pretty hot sach. Fós sach che ag an am seo den bhliain or an am sin den bhliain. Ach, níos mó na in rodella more than anything else. People are back, there's a buzz back in the city. Sin an rud I gcónaí a derm, you know, an saoire an seo, okay, tá sé dachar leis an choke den jomar hampla ba sé 37 game Celsius. Ach, níos mó na in rodella. Just an aspadini, simple na carach. Sin an rud is dachar dumsa. The lack of people around the city, that's the most difficult thing for me, at least. Agus nach bhfuil mór an rudaí ar siúl, nach bhfuil mór an imachtaí ar siúl. Agus an sin, literally, an chéad lá mi bhionfóver a rian gacrad. The first day of September, everything changes and people are back, students are back, and there's more of a buzz in the city. The buzz, timple na chafrach, the rudaí arás ar siúl, you know, laidíon an soaked cúpla came, the heat or the temperature decreases a few degrees as well. So, dúirt me, yeah, caith me a bhrisú sús. I have to break it up. It's come along like tá mé sásta an a bheith an seo an chuid is mó den saoire, ach just say a bhrisú sús mar dúirt me an tseachtain sa gach cúpla lá a dhéanú a gadíth an chathair is Congaree dún an seo an chathair is Congaree ó Seville, the closest city from Seville, which is also on the coast atá ar Chosharga, Cobhma. Agus am a chahu an sin to spend time there just 2 or 3 days an sin, you know, caiiciis an seo Seville, lá nó ró ag an trá in í sin, seachtain an éireann, beidir lá nó ró áit ag an eile sa Spáin, just an bhrisú sús, honest nach bhfuil me, just so that I'm not kind of here for 30-40 days straight in the bacon heat with not many things going on around town, gone more on ruddy a bheith ar siúl simple Seville. So, ag etzelt bháile ar an dawnach, heading home or flying home on Sunday, tnú go mór leis sin. Nim actually ag dul ghaileamh ar an dawnach, tá mé ag dul go bhéal firste, going to Belfast on Sunday, agus by sé sin mar an chéad ó riomh I Mahail a bheits me I mail first. That'll be the first time ever in my life I'll be in Belfast. Bhí me I túscart na hÉireann or one agus mis Capam Gobhlín jeg dísh no hart ar ní sin when I was about 12 as there once just fa gá lá le Machlán le me hismóthirí bhí me jigéirí dul leighton de sira go London an bhlín sin ach bhí na riots siúl I London an bhí LÚNASA sin ó miúil an bhlín sin Gobhils Hainjig actually so yeah bhí me ddíirc tar éis casú ein bhlín jeg dísh I was just after turning 11 years old agus dúirtment mór ní ra mór an say agamsa ag an am I didn't have much say at that time in terms of where we're going holidays better not to go to somewhere where there's riots going on and people are ripping down shops left right and centre beidir níos fearr gan dul gát éigen bhfuil carébacha siúl agus gan dul áit éigen bhfuil daoine ag scrisú ferganibh agus siopaí ar fud na háta agus just dul sús an bhóthar an sin go túscart na hÉireann to Northern Ireland, the north of Ireland, depending on what you want to call it. Agus cúpla lá a chahain sin nach bhíimiid, Enniskillen, agus Oma, agus áitina cosúla sin. Never really been to Derry or Belfast or places with, I suppose, to be frank about it, a bigger Protestant and Unionist population le daonra níos protestúlnaí agus le bhád níos mó. So that'll be interesting. First time in Belfast this weekend an chéadóir I mail first an deir seat an a show. Well, ag sreicú an Domhnach arriving on Sunday agus ag fan go dtí de mórt nó dé chéadín níl mé cinse tá méid dul dí an Tradfest hús an sin tá Belfast Tradfest ar siúl ó ceapan do gúil sé ar siúl a fra ní nó jet lá bhí mé actually ag labhairt le den éigen bhí mé ag an teachtarmhna éarnach an seo an Domhnach Shakatsa, cúpla lá ó hin anis a few days ago now, hon fécant chluiche ceannis na hÉireann, the All-Ireland final, idir Tibedoran agus Kirkig. Agus bhí mé ag labhairt le tá lad, tá sé bíganí sinna beidir car go nó chuige blin dhís bhí mé ag labhairt leis agus dúirt sesin gohfuil sé ag dul go dtí an Tradfest chomh ach níl muid fiú congrach le overlapping we're not even close to kind of overlapping with each other mar tá sé ar siúl ar fan ní lá so tá sesin ag dul go dtí ceapam lá iver 7 agus iver 8 agus mis lá iver 2 agus iver 3 man tain duine ag éisteacht ag dul go dtí an Belfast Tradfest by mis ann so seans go bheici mé an sin sibh maybe I might see you guys there Cinse gohfuil cúpla duine ar a laid ag éisteacht le seo ag dul mar bhíon neartdaoine an sin sa túscart agus I mail firste ag éisteacht leis an seo. So, seans go maiid ag labhairt le chuid agah an sin. I might be speaking to some of you guys there, who knows. Agus, ag dul ar an Domhnach. Níl mór an simagam sa trad, hon an iarna rá to be honest, to say the truth. But it's more so that 2 or 3 friends from Ireland that I have that's actually met over here in Seville. Cordsa a bhúil mé lo an seo is Seville actually blin ó go ó hin agus for réir níl siad in a gcónaí an seo níos mó is Seville. They're not living here anymore in Seville. Tá mé chun dul go dtí an Tradfest losan so marheallar sin ní mór an sugam sa tradach pí a crack go bhaid ann agus speisialta jazz chun gá rudaí ann ar nóí am a chathú le mo chóirsa agus iad san eáil agus fé ras an éireann Guinness a bheith am nó bíime spéidir agus ceol trad a chostal ní mé róghafa leis an trad. I'm not too into or too obsessed with the trad they are. They love it. They might even play as part of a sessions. They play tin whistle and Fallochstan agus Niddle, freshen the fiddle and all that. And also friends from Spain actually who is going to go over as well. Cara Spáineach tá an dul an sin chomh ach freshen hun Belfirsta eáil to see Belfast because I've never been full stop ní ra mé ann riomh and as I said never really even been up to the 6 counties ní ra mé really hús an sin sa sé chundé river reading a book quite into my history is matlam star agus dúirt mé agus arís ceapan gur mé labhairt faoi seo nó go once or twice ar an bud craile that for this year I had a lot of different names, a lot of different things I wanted to do, but 2 topics got hupic around me ag géirí fólam a wad níos mó fuhu, two topics I wanted to learn a lot more about. Sin an Gurta Mór, the famine, ar nói, ó 8 Carca no Carcany. Sylvan's really done that much research into that. Níl mór an taid Déanta mar sin, agus na tribology. Hús sa túisceart agus ar nói bhí sé trasna bratainna really across Britain agus cumála sin I boblach na hÉireann on kind of a lower levels ní mar sé chomh mar a bhí sé sa túisceart ag fós tharla a lán rudí I boblach na hÉireann agus trasna an sin I sasna across the way in England as well during those years from 1969 to 1998 idir 1960 agus 1998. Although I studied history for my leaving cert céigean dearna mé stadsir an star don teist ní dhearnamid aon rud na tribology agus ní dhearnamid aon rud an Gurta Mór. It was more so in terms of Irish history mad le star na hÉireann bhí sé buinseach a bhád níos mó le mar hampla 20th century republic history. So I ré an fiú híis rudí tharla sa phoblacht in the republic mar hampla Cumann an Mhaigh, Éamon de Valera, I know an thrids freshen lie on navsblachas once but even then we didn't do that much on that. The feiste kind of gain or achieve independence. Usually on the Fihigene, the Truckagene, the Carcagene, the emergency in Ireland, and Leigandal, agus ruddy cosúil sin agus different policies, agricultural policies. Agus Sean Stumel actually when my sort tatmas, Bunworth na hÉireann, the Irish Constitution, the Structure Shocked, ruddy cosúil le sin agus an dara Chógadánda, otherwise known as the emergency in Ireland, the Second World War, otherwise called the emergency, or certainly was called the emergency a lot more in the past in Ireland. Our generation probably calls it more World War II. Ceapan Machlún Hain, Bímid stigna just a gra World War II, no an dara Chógadánda as Gaeilge. But it was a lot more of that stuff. We didn't do anything really post 1949, post Ireland's becoming or removing itself from the Commonwealth. Tíocht tar éis era is dócha éirí mar séir stát ní arnamid aon rud really sin. Ní arnamid aon rud na tribology, ní arnamid aon rud rih níteag trídeag, beidir rih an Dublin lockout. Ag dullarás go dtí an níú híisteag ní arnamid aon rud sin go back to 19th century didn't do anything or very minimal stuff on that. So kind of different parts of history that's so important to Ireland and to my life indirectly, my hail, agus my hail hain mar éireannach. Tá mé géirí dullarás agus stadsir dhéanamh, agus just rudí a ólam faoi sin, orintha term stadsir dhéanamh. Sometimes I might say study and sounds really heavy and negative connotations. It's a word I try not to use too much when I'm teaching Irish, the word study, but more so just watching videos, reading books about things and stuff that I enjoy. I want to find out more. Tá mé géirí níos mó á lamach faoin na topicí sin. So I've not done too much on the famine. Níl mór an déantagam an Gurta Mór I mlíonna ach tá mé ag déanú lán rudaí na tribology agus tá mé ag léamh leabhar dar bhean Making Sense of the Troubles by David McKettrick agus gcónaí déanam dearmid an lad eile a scríomh an leabhar. I'm actually going to look it up now mar níl sé fearil se really mar scríomh no Burts údor Zifriúil an chean seo Making Sense with Sam Harris. Ní bhaine sé sin leis an Troubles. If you're going to look this up, Liam, maybe include the word Troubles by David McKittrick agus David McVeigh or McVeigh níl mé céad fan géad cínse on fumnú atá sin tháinig amach. Tháinig sé amach sa bhliain Gaeilge came out in the year 2000 agus tá sé an bhá má tá aon duine cosú lumsa ag géirí níos mó á amach faoin the tribology. You want to find out more about the Troubles agus níl tú ag géirí a critical analysis necessarily, just tá tú ag géirí is dócha cúntas an account de cad a tharla idir níteag fiche, níteag fé hain, thart ar tús partition agus tús, star húscart éireann, the start of Northern Ireland, go dtí an bhliain Gaeilge nó cóin tú an chéasta, the Good Friday Agreements of bhliain níteag nó chucht, then this is the book for you. And the updated edition is a few things, I think, from early 2000s as well. A few different isolated events that would have gone on, or, chin chuí around gachrúd tar éis cóin tú an chéasta after the Good Friday Agreements, how things were as well. I think I have the updated version an a bhá. Agus tá sé níos a ró like achadúil, it's not too academic, ní like footnotes nó inrad mar sin mar tá sagam le leabhar sa sin like leabhar a aon tú beidir I leabhar lán ollscoile, a type of book you might get in a university library. Tá sé deachar an léamh mar tá sé déanta níos mó le haid daoine ag scríomh, pápéirí agus aisteí, write on papers and essays for universities. Ach tá sé ní léonrad cos le sin ag ach fós tá gach rud fear, well, tá come ergo gachrid fear, everything's true and checked and all that, and it has a very good name and it's quite neutral, it's not too biased on either side. I'd highly recommend the book Making Sense of the Troubles if you just want to find out more about everything that happens, pretty much, or everything, most things. On chuid móid rudí a tharla ire an fiú hís madidir le túisceart éireann, and it goes chronologically, so I'm about 1992, 1993 now, tá mé hartar 1992, 1993 inis, agus rudí ag airí beag an níos fearr Downing Street Declaration, agus stocha tús an próséis síochána, the start of the peace process and things starting to get a bit better, but still a lot of rough stuff to come in the 90s that I've heard of fós alán rudí uafásacha le teacht I rith na nóchadí sa chéad cúpla cabadéil eile in the next few chapters. Ach tá sé an bhágus ba sé simú le bheith I méil fersta an teachtain sa thugan, rud amháin chun léomh faoi na háiteanna seo ach an sin chun dul chuig na háiteanna agus na háiteanna eáil agus a bheith an sin. Tá rud ag an tá mothúcán nó tá feeling difriúil ag buint leis. There's definitely kind of a different feeling or emotion connected to it. So ba sé simú a bheith sin, ba sé simú chun a bheith, níor tharla sé riomh really I héal ará mé Ileán na hÉireann on the islands of Ireland agus Union Jack eáil. Mis sé cúg bliain is fé agus ní ceapan béidir nar bhí mé ina sciile nó má tháinig mé ceann ó cóch. Ní ceapan gramid réalaí in é náit fíor protestúnach béidir chuimid tar brat nó cho ar an mótarmhela cach sin é maybe when pass one or two flags on the motorway, but that's it. Ach ar nóid tá mé alán rudí báidir le leis an Union Jack an réic Déanta an UVF eáil I méil first agus sin cearc leir, ní léon aibhagam na sin cultúr na daoine agus sin, tá na cearta céine ag na protestúnaigh agus na unionis hús an sin, chun na brata a bheith acúb agus na práidí a bheith acúb. Tá cearta céine acúb, they have the same rights, mar atá na Catholic agus that was what the Troubles, or certainly the start of the Troubles, was all about, is getting the same rights, not getting about more rights, or United Ireland necessarily ar aontaithe bhí níos mó faoi, suchaí fearáilsa a bheith ag na daoine hús an sin, to have a fair society up there, which is what have closer to it now, maybe not completely fair society, but what society is, cén suchaí atá fearáilsa through the streets ach go gcomhpháirtíocht agus go háirithe ag léamh an leabhar seo, especially reading this book, The Lack of Rights for Catholics, and I suppose nationalists, if you want to call them that, throughout the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. An chuid is mó den fiú hís bhí sé dochreide agus tá sé go hinnta, ag léamh an leabhar céchomh bronnach satá sé. As sad as it is, tugann tú bhí dear, wow, but cheartún a bheith chomh buíoch inis. We should be so grateful for Northern Ireland and the way it is now an chuí will say anish I gcomhpráid le bliontóchin compared to years ago, where it's in general a fair society where you can go and get a job regardless of who you are, or you can go and get fair treatment in a court of law regardless of who you are, more or less. There's certainly a lot more gan those óhád níos mó ná blionta roimhe seo than years ago. So, Arenas, na mé géirí leabhart níos mó faoin na tribology agus políocht thuisceart éireann, which is always an interesting, complicated topic. Ag only topic simú agus casta atá ann. Ach, ba sé simú a bheith sin agus, tá mé géirí dul go in the Falls Road agus Shankill Road as well. I don't think it's really fair to only go to one and not go to the other. You should be able to see or be able to go to both sides. The divide, chun dul go tí an dá haimh friúil agus písaid an chathair eáil a gar nó in tradfest agus mo chóirte eáil freisin agus am a chathú lob ach níos mó ná sin ní níos mó ná sin, no, sin an bríomhrod chun mo chóirte eáil chumh mála sin as well as that aithne a chur ar an áit to get to know the place. Agus Stocha chun náit an eáil bhfuil mé ag léomh futhú le tamlanús to see the places that I've been reading about over the last while and see them in real life and to be there and just get a feel for it. Stocha chun an mochuchan sin a bheith am was feel all don áit. So ag tanú le sin, agus an sin an mórt nuair an Gaeilge talóistín curtha nóirí hagam go dtí an mórt. So I've booked accommodation until Tuesday. But I might stay until the Wednesday if I want another day without my friends just to see the place if I don't get a chance to do that too much. The first 2 days, Mona will chance go mé sin dhéanamh an chéad cúpla lá déanamh mé é sin an Gaeilge agus ag méigean an Gaeilge nuair an mórt tá mé chun dul arás Gnáthleagan. Agus hartar jet lá ceapan fósní leitils curtha nóirí hagam arás go Seville. Still in books of flight back to Seville. Hartar jet lá a chathú i Gnáthleagan le mchláán, cúpla cara eáil, agus just na gná rudaí a dhéanam in Gnáthleagan a dhéanamh. Just do the normal things I normally do in Galway. Love going for runs while I'm back home, especially this time of year gohairthe an tSamhraidh an bhliain, mar tá sé roithe really chun ein rit a dhéanamh an seo. Haven't ran at all since the half marathon I did just over a month ago. Hartar bhíohin ní léon rit Déanta agam churbe le mí anús. I've done no running at all over the last month. So tinú go mBéarla, chans go sé chéim 10 Celsius nó 7 chéim 10 Celsius, so by níos mó agam agus by just níos mó an aonrad ní bhaid sé cóibh sé won't be that hot. Agus by mé an dul amach ag ag snáb freisin mar tá me hisismóthirí ina gcónaí agus rugadh agus tógadh dúirc dúirc ar choseara go mé, so I was brought up right on the seaside, right on the coast, so looking forward to going for a few swims as well if the weather's not too bad. Mona will, and I'm sure Rohan, I would say a few, and I was just go for one because I kind of not get a bit scared when just like, it's too cold. Tá sé ró or gohairthe tar éis sin is ceann nó cúg bliana in Machóní and shots to Spain, especially after 4 or 5 years now living in Spain. So looking forward to that. I love going into the Orland Hotel in Galway City. It's even on Dulasteach, Gtíon Ostan and sin Ostan Orland. Gar na Gailge agus an san agus an steam room úsáid an sin agus just dul amach ar hiúlóid dulgtí an tulhhar and rudí beaga going to the supermarket, small things, mújú agus chicken fillet roll cheannach an sin san nolhharga tá sé go deas. So ag tinú go mBéarla sin, ag tinú go mBéarla be first eáil níos máama a chathú Gnáthleagan, ma hisismóthirí agus ma chláán eáil, ma dearthóir atá in the Choni in Mali in Indonesia. Tá sesin a bháile freisin, so my brother who lives in Bali in Indonesia, he's back at home as well, so it'll be nice to see him. We don't often overlap, normally just Christmas ní bhíonmuds in éireann ag an am céanna a gháin ag nólug, so by sé go deas an am a chathú leis, beidir dul amach í hóáin leis, nó just rud ag an dhéanamh leis is cuma. Gad a dhéanamh just, an búil le chéile agus rud a dhéanamh, just to meet together and do something. Doesn't really matter what we do. So by sé sin go deas, agus teachtarrás an seo to come back here go Seville. Hartar an jehu lá, níú lá, mí LÚNASA ceapmar on the 10th or 9th of August. I think it'll be nice. By she just, of course, still have 3 weeks then of the blaring heat here. Post by 3 shot an agam, leis an chocht an shock. If you break it up, it's not too bad, and I'll still go away to 1 or 2 places the rest of August. Post them in dul gach no go an chuid Gaeilge bhí LÚNASA. Ceapam matán chance agam if I have the chance, just literally a day, maybe one night down by the coast, down in Cadiz or somewhere like that. Ihoáin no láháin, he's an Ghosta, he's a Cadiz na rud ag mar sin. So sin an plan. Agus, just like tinú go mBéarla leis agus gan of ever bhórtha faoi, orintha le seo tá mé like, nuair tá mé rás an éireann ba mé géirí a bheith rás Seville agus fós inniu, bhí mé like, tá mé gáirí beaganín imneoch is tócha getting a bit anxious about this weekend because I have something on Friday night to ruddig in our shulagam ihe dhaoine. Then Saturday I have to go to Faro and stay overnight in Faro. Caith me fannach tariha I Faro. In sin caith me on Etzelsall Madsen to Downey go mail first. I've never been to Belfast, don't know about getting the bus and so on. It's just all these things. Just stop worrying about things in a few days. Stop like borha fi ruddy. Nach will huntar lewanos that aren't going to happen, or they'll probably be fine and what happened by she'd town or Harleen she'd, and just take it day by day and focus on doing your podcast today and meeting up with the friends you're meeting up with tonight. Focus her an bud greile a yeno anish agus bula la the chara nís Janie agus an sin mads an amork no mar hapla Madse le Faro agus dul go Faro tá tú ná jail le sin ar an Sahairn going to Faro over the border in Portugal san fortingil tá tú ná é sinní anó ar an Sahairn ní chaithí tú a bheith bortha faoi anis you don't have to be worried about it now and realize and just enjoy it rather than me thinking oh I don't want to go back or when I'm back I'll want to be here or when I'm here after being back I'll wish I spent more time just hóga lá gone stress a chur earth féin agus tána bhainteas an saoire down it's summer as well and something people do great here rud é gana dhéanamh daoine go hintach an seo ceapan goráma ag labhairt faoi seo an tachtan sin caite on Bud Cradle last week I was speaking about this on the podcast. People take it so easily here in the summer I suppose because it's so hot and it's tough to work tá sí Jackar chun bheith go bursa teocht seo. A lot of people just take all of August off or 2 or 3 weeks off in August ní bhíonn siad a go burfa chai cíis nó trí ceachtain I mé LÚNASA nó fiú nuair bhíonn siad a go bur ní bhíonn siad ag dé no more on even when they are working they're not doing much. So sin is tóchan Modo separandai ní sin an focail ach sin an aim is tóchan spruch de target ar the aim atá agam don chuid eile an saoire agus atá mé bhfuil mé chana féin is tócha ag chur bhaim I'm already kind of making an effort with that or putting it into action chun just tána bhainteas an saoire agus gan a bheith roimhór agus níos luú bre a dhéanamh agus bheith an fiúrás ar an obair an sin ar an géad lá mí bhíán fómhar nó háart ar an am sin ar nó I ba mé go bar ri an tairí I will be working through the summer ní ar an level chéine agus ar dói tá mé dúrc tar éis smaoinú I'm only just after thinking rinne mé dermid chun rá ag tú san fud Gaeilge I forgot to say it start the podcast this be the last episode of Gaeilge Weekly before the summer break ba seo mar an tagran tearnach de Gaeilge Weekly rih sos an tairí tá mu chun cúpla seachtain siar a thógáil agus an sin baim deráis ar an 3 láideag mí LÚNASA so ag an 3 seachtain taréis an episode seo so 3 weeks after this episode so ag tanú go mór le sin chun a bheith rás a creisin ag tanú go mór le sus a thógáil looking forward to taking a break and come back stronger. I meant to say that at the start of all 3 episodes or all 3 versions this week bhí mé chun é sin a rá ag tús Gnáthleagan san fud Gaeilge an teachtain seo rinne mé don le an omláin did for the full version agus rinne mé dearmid ar nó sa chean seo so caithí mé é sin a dhéanamh sa legan dá cheangach in the bilingual version I must do that but we'll be gone out of action till 13th scheduled normal we do it every summer about 3 weeks off from the podcast 3 seachtain siar ón Bud Gaeilge sí sin é ceap na stocha sin áit yes chun creek a chur leis on Bud Gaeilge a nice place to finish up with the podcast this week and before the summer break gur míad amagi as a bheith ag éisteacht if you see me while I'm at home in Galway or Belfast I doubt anyone will since má nach chuil aon den a chun mé eáil ach if you do say hi and look forward to getting back. Last few times I went back a few people come up to me and said I really enjoyed the podcast or you the guy from the podcast which is a bit of a strange experience tahi sá chaisteach atá ach tá sig jazz so by me timple Gailge cachar na Gailge agus chun na Gailge agus email first de freisin agus beidir lá a bhád I moille chu clia chomh so seans go bheice mé an sin sibh. Gur míad amagi as bheith éisteacht gur míad amagi as we're good takeíochta for your support imlína go dtí seo looking forward to coming back even stronger from 13th of August onwards ag tunú go mór le teachtarrás fiú níos ládra ón 3 láideag mí LÚNASA. I'll speak to you guys then le ró mé live on sin. Goodbye and God bless. Slán agus beannacht.